take a seat. تفضلوا. Oh, the panelist. No. Amira, حياك. Seema. We're all here. Okay. حياك. وين أسامة؟ أسامة حياك أسامة. لا يقول أوكي. من بعد. بس ما يحكي خلاص. Everybody's excited. Welcome everyone. So nice to see you all here today on this special occasion. So there's a few of you I haven't seen. Sound. Where's the sound? Where's the technician for the sound? Yeah, what's? Yeah, wait. I have an opening. Okay. هذا مستانس. لا قاعد مستانس أنا. خلاص. Okay, welcome everyone. So nice to see you after a long time. I think thank you everyone. So nice to see you on this special occasion. There's welcome DGG, of course. DG Dr. Dhafer, after a very long time. So nice to see you in the physical space. Welcome presidents, President Osama Muayyad. Welcome President Rolo Husseini from the Rotary Club of Salmaniya. Welcome President Mohammed Al Khaja. I think I saw somebody sneak in, the chairman of the satellite club, Mohammed Lingawi. It's so nice to see you in our meeting. So many people I haven't seen in such a long time. Khalid Oud, such a nice news to hear. You opened your consultancy in Sharjah. So nice. And of course, Farid Bushiri, always a pleasure to have you in our meetings. And past President Osama Ain. اي أسامة اي انا قلت كم مرة بس ما يدري اوكي حياك أسامة يد لا بس لميس I haven't seen in a long time Khalil Shakrani, Abdul Jalil Ansari, Nadine, so nice to have you back or visiting us. I think Costas and a few people, Aziz Salman, thank you, it's so nice to see you. Who else haven't? And Amel, thanks for coming to our meeting, so nice to have you. So on this special day we're celebrating the 50th year of the Rotary Club of Salmaniya. If you noticed, since February, which was February 23rd, we had our Rotary International celebration. I've been posting things on Instagram, which I called it Memories Monday. I've been asking random members from the club to talk about their Rotarian experience, and it's been all leading up to this day. And last week was Costas, who had a wonderful speech. It's available on YouTube. And of course, for this special occasion, I have a little surprise. We are actually being aired streaming live on YouTube. There is a YouTube link, which I sent it to the people outside of Bahrain, and they can watch us here. So if there's any, I don't know if we're online. We're online, okay. So if there's any past district governors online, I apologize because I cannot see you from this angle. So I just want to say that today we are celebrating the 50 years of the Rotary Club of Salmaniya. And the actual 50 years was last year. And I thought it would be nice to see everyone, to celebrate it together physically. It is technically the 51st year, but because of COVID, we had a wonderful virtual, but I thought it's nicer to have it physically. And I just want to say that I am a proud Rotarian, and I'm so happy that I am chairing this meeting on this date, as 50 years ago today, my uncle Abdullah Jum'a was one of the founding members of this club, and I'm very proud to be chairing this meeting on the 50th anniversary of the creation of the club. My uncles and relatives, one of my cousins over here, were all proud Rotarians and are always happy to serve the community and to do charity. My grandfather from my father's side has always been a charitable, Muhammad Juma al-Rahma, and my grandfather from my mother's side, Hussein Yatim, has always been teaching us humbleness and service to the community, al-Rahma. Now, sorry, I can't read my handwriting all of a sudden. I was very excited last night when I wrote the speech and I lost track. So this club has a very long history, and we have done a lot of work over the years. So in coming up with this concept, we chose, me and DG Dhafer Alumran, have chosen very special people to discuss their Rotarian experience and how they feel and how Rotary affects them and how passionate they are. I'm honored to have our very own DGG, Dr. Dhafer Alumran, to chair this wonderful 4-panel discussion. I'm happy that all 4 panelists have accepted our invitation to share their memories with us today. So please, DG Dhafer, will you take the stage? And we can... I don't want this microphone.
Okay. Hello? Yes. Can you hear me, everybody? I'm so happy to be with you. For a long, long time, I'm with you on the Zoom all the time. But I'm so happy that today we see each other, we hug each other, we care about each other. Rotarians, dear Rotarians, I want you to know that I got a lot of pressure to delay this get-together from some big guys who decide that since they are not here, we should wait for them. And I told them, I'm very sorry, guys. This club, this getting together is for Rotarians. Whether they are small or big, for me, they don't make a difference. You are all important to us. Every single Rotarian is our hero. You are all here serving the community, and we are so proud of you, and you deserve our attention. And that's why me and Faisal have worked very hard trying to make this get-together a fruitful one. I just want to know that, first of all, allow me really seriously from my heart to congratulate all the Rotarians, Rotary Clubs of Salmaniya, and also to congratulate all our guests, you know, the presidents of other clubs. I don't know why Osama doesn't want to sit beside me here, but never mind. I know he's happy with his team, with his friends. He likes to sit beside the beautiful girls, you know, so it's okay. Because he's my cousin, in a way, because his father was like my brother, I will allow him to sit there. It's no problem. I want you to know, today we have a surprise for you. I have some distinguished speakers, and they are your friends. They are part of you. They have been here for a long time. I would like to welcome on my stage here. First, I want to start with my friend, past President Adel Al A'ali. Please join me. I also would like to invite my friend Khalil Shakib. Please, Khalil, join me. And then our lovely president 2 times, Amira Ismail, welcome. And our young Seema, she's not that young, but to me she's very young, to join me also on the table. We are not going to take too much of your time because me and my friend, President Faisal, worked very hard to make for you this time a very special lunch. You don't see it every time in every meeting. So you are going to, we hope to enjoy your lunch after we finish the program. The program we're starting with now is a presentation by our distinguished guests on the table. And then later, Faisal wants me to take care of some award things. And Faisal, the program, if I don't know, remind me if I'm making mistakes. And then after that, we're going to have a big joint photo. Everybody here will stand and we'll take a picture for everybody. We have very good photographers, experts who will make sure that everybody appears in the picture. And then later, after that, we will move to the right side where we have the cake, the 50 years cake anniversary, and we're going to cut the cake, all of us together. There is no distinction, there is no discrimination. All of us are joining together to cut the cake. And after that, Faisal, what did I miss? After that, Faisal will close the session and thank you all for coming and will invite you all to our lunch. I hope we have a nice program for you today. And I am honestly thrilled and happy that all of you here, it's a pride to Salmaniya to see you all here. And I would like to give a special thank, honestly, to our friend Rotarian Lu'ay, who has worked very hard in supporting us here. Okay, let's go to business. I'd like to start now by giving a chance for our distinguished speakers. We're going to start with past President Adel, who has been in the club before me long time ago. So at least he can give you some tips and he can give you a small story of his experience with the Rotary Club of Salmaniya. And then we'll move to the other members at this stage. Adel, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you. Probably I rather have lunch first before.
Then they will sleep.
Thank you, Mr. President, fellow Rotarian and guests. Good afternoon. Obviously, this invitation by Dr. Dhafer represents recognition of my age, as I understand it from him. I was inducted as a member in 1984 and became president in 1992-93. My sponsor was the late Faisal Jawad, our past president. And in those years, mid-80s to mid-90s, the club was completely different than what we are now. President normally goes through all committees through 5 to 7 years until he becomes president. The time and effort given to the Rotary was much greater. Seriousness is much higher. The book of Rotary was followed strictly, and meetings of the board and committees goes between late afternoon until after midnight, week in, week out. The club was very exclusive. Committees are very rigorous. The MCC, for example, goes into very rigorous search for any proposed members. And in many circumstances, members were rejected because they found something in their history or in their work or in their ethics, and they do have a negative recommendation and the board follow. At that time, I remember we had a secretary called Norman. He was in the club for so many years until he got very old, and we were in the meeting from late afternoon, and I think 9, 10 o'clock was passing his bedtime, but we were carrying on in the meeting, and his sitting of taking minutes was like this. and he was between me and Jamal Fakhro. And suddenly his head went down, and he was, and Jamal Fakhro was, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It went really beyond midnight, and it was very, very serious. The most important committee was the club service. This is the executive, the chairman is the CEO of the club. And in normal circumstances, he will come before the time of the meeting to see every member coming in, to decide on the menu, to decide on the seating, to decide to see that all banners of Rotary are hanging up on the wall. And he would also do the selection of speakers. He would meet the speaker in his office. Every speaker is normally met with before he comes to speak to the Rotary. And he will discuss the subject of discussion also, the title of discussions, and he will go into detail by introducing the members as professionals from various avenue of work, and the speech should take this direction or the other direction. And I recall when a doctor was coming to speak with us, and we are not aware, but he was directed by the club service director to what to say. And he was going to speak in general, but he pointed to him and says, we want you to speak about headache. And the doctor said, I agreed, but the questions from the floor was also challenging. Why we have headache sometimes on the left, on the right, on the back, on the front, and the doctors have to ask. And the other question says, okay, we have headache all day. Now the pharmaceuticals have an effectiveness of 4 hours. Why, when we have pharmaceutical, we got better through after that, but why the effectiveness is 4 hours and we don't have the headache after the 4 hours? Well, if we don't take, so the questions was as basic as this, but the value of the speech become very important because of the discussion of the club service director with the speakers. He also would do the fine master. I mean, my colleague Khalil Shakib would admit that fine master should be the star of every week meeting. And he should be humorous. He should take time to prepare for the fine session. And hence the attendance were for this reason. For speaker, for the magazine, weekly magazine, Sawt al-Salmaniya it used to be called, that is printed every week, and all the news of the previous meetings together with current affairs news were on it. At that time, there was approximately in the district 500 clubs. More than 450 were in Egypt. And the district conference was, during my presidency, was in Lebanon, straight away after the civil war. First conference probably in Lebanon after the civil war. And we went collectively, Salmaniya and us, but I'm pleased to say that our club out of 500 gained the highest number of awards in 1992-93. And we came back very proud of our achievement within the district. The vocational were also serious. No year passed without exchange of either students or club members between Bahrain and other clubs in the world. And normally, some members will take up the guest 2 days in their house, exchange to another member, and so forth. These are now absent. Doesn't come to existence lately in the years recently passing. Community also. We used to do our raft race in Asri, and we raised approximately 60,000 dinar. When we were stopped, all the club collectively met together, and we have to have an alternative event to carry on our fundraising. And we reached conclusion where in the same year, we changed the event from raft race to charity chariot chase. And that was, we spent hours and hours and weeks and months to create the chariot that will be carried by a team of 6 or 4 to race in Awali, I think. So the demanding of Rotary in those historic years were much tougher than it is now. The speakers were also approved by the board. A panel of speakers proposed by the community service directors to the board, and the board do approve such things. We found in selecting speakers, after doing some survey, we found in-house speakers became better than inviting people from outside. And hence focus were made on the in-house speakers. The club adopted ladies in 1999, which was a turning point to our normal meetings, and there was lots of resistance also for this. Now I have spoke about the changes in Rotary, but Rotary actually didn't change. We have changed. The environment have changed. Apart from the adoption of ladies, Rotaries remained the same. More clubs came, more competition came. We were competitor with Manama only, and we have lots of suspicion between the clubs. But we have gradually changed. The Rotary importance became lower and lower and lower and lower, not because of Rotary, but because of us. And I found what kept the momentum going in Rotary is the change of president every year. Each new president extends the momentum of Rotary beyond an old president. If it was kept for 3 or 4 years, I think the Rotary will finish by now. Also, the adoption, the second and final point, the adoption of ladies in 1999 have pushed the club into more important, extended the life cycle of the clubs. And we found that ladies are more committed to the community, to work, to take things forward more than men. This is a brief, I hope I fulfilled this brief role that I was asked for, and I hope you find this history interesting. Thank you very much.
Past President Adel, thank you very much for your insightful presentation. I am sure it is educating for some of the new members of our club, not the old ones like me and you. Before I move ahead, I want to, I didn't have the chance to thank His Excellency Abdel Nabi Sha'li to join us today. We are proud that he is our honorary member. And I also have a good friend of myself who is past President Adel Fakhru, who I worked with him very closely. We were in a team together. He started before me, and I finished in 2000 to 2001. He was 1000. Adel did a great job, and we learn from Adnan, sorry. We learn from each other. Sorry, Adnan. Adnan, you're in my heart, yani, so. Okay, allow me to keep going. Another distinguished guest today, who is a friend of all of you, is past President Khalil Shakib. He was sorry, I have to go. Sorry, sorry, Khalil. I have to go to Amira, and then I'll come. I will make it a guy and a lady. So Amira, who was the president for 2 times, and Amira, I know you all know her because she was president 2 times. So yani, you know her by now, and she is going to enrich us with some information, her experience with you guys over the years. Amira, please go ahead.
Thank you, DDG. Fellow Rotarian, good afternoon. Actually, since I was invited to be one of the panelists, I was thinking, what should I share with all of you? It's been 10 years now since I joined Rotary. And President Faisal, when he opened the meeting today, he said that his father, he started the Rotary, and he has a lot of friends and family, they are Rotarian. For me, I didn't know anything about Rotary at all. I didn't know even what is Rotary. I joined when I was in a business meeting with Michel Mandria, who was a GM of this hotel. And he was telling me, Amira, we have a Rotary meeting today. Why don't you join us? And this is what all the old members used to do. They used to introduce new members to the club. And I said, but I don't have time and I'm busy, blah, blah, blah. But he convinced me to attend the meeting. And when I attended the meeting, I was really ashamed of myself, because I found Muhammad Salahuddin, Muhammad Yatim, Aqil Rais, Dhafer Alumran, Khalid. I found very big top people in the meeting, and me, who was like very small to them, I said, I'm busy. So how come these people were thinking, how come these top people, top business people found a time to come and attend the meeting while me, I'm saying no. And then I started to attend more and more and more. And then I attended the raft race, which is the main event of Rotary Club of Salmaniya. And here I made up my mind that, yes, I would love to be part of this club. I would like to be member with all these nice leaders and businessmen. So I was inducted in 2012, which is 10 years for now, and I served the board for 4 years, and then I became a president in 2016-17, and proud to be president for the second time, 2021. During these 2 years of presidency, I would like to highlight two things. Some of them are the nice memories, which is, I was doing one of the projects in 2016-17, which was the greenhouse. And the project was an association with some of the charity societies and clubs, and we were doing it with the Blind Society. And we were doing some planting, and a little girl, 4 years old, who can hardly see, I was holding her hand and doing the planting, and she was doing it, she's hardly see what she's doing, but she was very happy. And I was holding her hand, I can feel her like little shaking and laughing. And then I will never forget this memory in my life, and the picture of this girl, it is here, I will never forget it. I felt that when I managed to put a little smile on the face of this little girl, this means a lot to me and give me self-satisfaction that I can really help somebody to be happy or change somebody's life in my community, not only in my community and in the world. And again, in 2016-17, alhamdulillah, that was one of the premier, if not mistaken, for the Rotary Club of Salmaniya, because we got 4 awards after a very long time. The attendance went up to, in some of the meetings, to 65 to 70%. Most of the ministers and most of the ambassadors, most of the prominent speakers, they were our guests, giving us inspirational speeches. And I closed the year by our visit to His Highness, His Excellency, late Prime Minister Sheikh Khalifa, Allah yarhamu. And this also I will never forget. The 1.5 an hour was spent in his palace. He was chit-chatting, talking to all of us. These things, it will never go out of my memory, and I'm really proud of what we reached in that year. I agree with Vice President Adel Al A'ali that Rotary never change. It is us. But I'm really proud that I am part of Rotary Club of Salmaniya. This club has a unique identity, and the club services here in Rotary Club of Salmaniya is really different. And I can see that even in the hardest time of the Corona, we managed to do more than 20 projects, while everyone was avoiding like engaging or being with the crowd. We were doing the projects, we were doing the Ramadan boxes, right, Khalid? 39 weeks? 39
project, which is a lot.
39 projects through the Corona time. So that means it is us who can keep the momentum. It is us who can keep the hard work. And to be honest, it's really nice to be part of this club or this community. What I can see here, different people, different age, different nationality. We all here because of one thing, that we would like to help, and we would like to be part of the change we would like to see. To be honest, I wish every and each member of Rotary Club of Salmaniya and all the other clubs as well, all the best. God bless you all for all what you are doing. I'm proud to be a Rotarian, and I'm proud to be a member in Rotary Club of Salmaniya. Thank you.
Well done. Well done, Past President Amira. I was waiting for our friend of the Rotary Salmaniya, our friend George Middleton. I saw him when going out. I waited for him till he come back and say welcome and thank you for supporting Salmaniya Rotary, George. And I would like to say hello also to Janu Mawad and many others, but allow me, just because George has been working very hard with us, and we appreciate all he has done for our club. We really care about our friends. Thank you very much. I am going to move ahead because of the time. My best friend beside me on my left, President Khalil Shakib. He is, I don't have to introduce him. I'm sure you all know him. And always in the past, when he was around with us, he makes us all laugh. He is very clever in giving humor to this club, and we need it from time to time. We're coming to work hard. This club is not, you have to all know that this club is not a luncheon club. This is a Rotary club. It means we are coming to serve our community. So it's a business club. And anybody who thinks he's coming just to have a soup and a steak and go back home, this is not the Rotary that we know. We know that Rotary here is for all of you to serve, and we are together. We are all serving this club together. We are serving all the other clubs also. All our other clubs are our friends. So we are supposed to work with other clubs, not only with ourselves. Khalil Shakib, please tell us what you want to say, please.
Thank you, Deputy District Governor Dhafer Alumran. Good afternoon, President Faisal, Dr. Dhafer Alumran, Rotarians, and guests. Unfortunately, I'm not a very good speaker, so I have to make not as good a speaker as past President Adel Al A'ali, and I have to make my speech as short as possible. Thank you. I am delighted to be here to join you in the 50th anniversary of Rotary Club of Salmaniya. Although unfortunately I'm not any longer as a Rotarian, but I look back, I often look back at the times I was a Rotarian and how much we enjoyed Rotary Club of Salmaniya being together. I joined Salmaniya Rotary Club in early 70s, proposed by late past President Fawzi Tumina, who immigrated to United States in 1977 and sadly passed away in San Diego a couple of years ago. I was nominated as a president in early 1970, proposed by past President Fawzi Tumina. After serving as a president in Rotary Club, I served on every different board, on the different position on the board. And during early mid-70s, we had a Rotarian who was a trade commissioner of Australia, I've forgotten his name, who proposed that we should have a raft race as fundraising. The following year, a raft race became a reality, and we held the first raft race in Azri Beach, and it became such a big success that every year thousands of people from all walks of life, men, women, and children used to flock to Azri Beach to watch this great event. The fund we used to generate from raft race was phenomenal. And I remember, I think it was in 1984 or 85, when past President Nashat Kutani was the chairman of the organizing committee for raft race. We raised an amount of about 60,000 dinars net on one day, which was real service above self. Then the event of raft race became one of the biggest events in the biggest yearly event in Bahrain. We sponsored many projects, government projects and private projects with the money we used to raise from raft race and other activities. Finally, I would like to express my sincere thanks and wish Rotary Club of Salmaniya every success for many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, President Khalil. Past President Khalil was the star of the club. If you don't know, whoever is here, who doesn't, I remember when I'm looking at my friend Ismail Khunji, who was a big support when in 2000 we created the raft race at, what is the place there? Al Bandar. We had to move to the Bandar because it's inclusive and it's private for us. And Sheikh Fawaz, who is our ambassador in London, was the first honorary member, guest who came there and took care of us. From there on, it rolled on. It was a good place for us to meet, private, and only people who really we like to invite will attend. The previous place was a little bit open to many people around, and some of them were happy with it, some of them were not happy. So we decided to have a very private place, which is Al Bandar, and they took good care of us. And unfortunately, the corona and all the other things had stopped these things, but I want to say thank you, Ismail, for chairing the raft race, and it was always successful, and we've made a lot of money. I don't want to show off with the money, but I'm telling you we did a lot of money, and it all was for the community, our community. I'd like now to move ahead this is our last speaker. I hope I am not out of time. But our young Seema, I always call her young because she's very young compared to me. Young Seema is going to tell us a little bit. She will tell you some stories maybe because she has been very dynamic, working very hard and deserve a big applause. Is it working?
Is it working?
Yes.
Okay. Hello. Thank you very much, Dr. Dhafer.
You're welcome.
I'm not that young, but thank you very much that you see me young. Anyway, good afternoon, Rotarian and guests. My name is Seema Baqi. I'm a full-time artist. I was inducted in 2014, and I became a president 2019. My sponsor was past president Khalil Turk. Since then, you know, yes, actually, yes, you're right. Since then, you know, I found myself in a family, to be honest. Rotary Club of Salmaniya supported me, and I did couple of, I took actually a couple of roles in here, which is, it was a club service, secretary, and I helped past president Mohammed Al-Khaja and past president Osama Ma'in in a lot of community service. First time when I joined, which is, it was 2014, I saw that they do the Ramadan boxes, and they distribute it to the yeah. And then, you know, I mean, I saw myself why we don't do that door to door. And from there, you know, my husband, he helped me first time. We did it in Ma'amir. I took 25 boxes and I took it door to door, and I saw the houses, and I saw how people, the needy. I saw houses which is, you know, it didn't have even doors. It didn't have bathrooms, no kitchen. They didn't have even an oven. And when Mohammed Al-Khaja, past President Mohammed Al-Khaja told us that he will do the dream home, I supported him 100%. From there, I found myself that I am a community service person. And from there, you know, we reached, like, you know, what past President Amira said, you know, each of us reached a heart of a needy person from a different way. I don't know what to say more than this. All I want to say, thank you very much for the opportunity that Rotary Club of Salmaniya, or Rotary, given us, all of us, to help each needy in our country and out of our country. Thank you very much.
Sorry, Faisal, we are out. But there is one last request. My friend, President Adel, wants to say something about President Khalil, just for a minute. Is it working?
Just a word in history. As I said, we usually have great competitions between us and between Manama and Salmaniya. And once we have a joint meeting, and Manama president stood up and said, "We beaten them. We had a much greater growth in our membership." And Khalil stood up from the floor and said, "We believe in quality, not quantity."
Well, I know it's a long story. If we want to talk about Salmaniya, it's a very long story, and every one of you, I am sure, have a story to say, but there isn't much time. So I would like to thank you for your patience, being with us and listening to these wonderful guest speakers today. And we hope that our celebrations continue. We will not stop celebrating and will not stop working hard to serve our community. Thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that. I think we're running out of time, so shall we keep it 5 questions? And how many questions?
5 questions.
5 questions, and 1 question directed at one person. We cannot have all of the panelists answer the 1 question. All right, so we'll start with President Mohammed Khaja.
Dear panelists, fellow Rotarians and guests, thank you all for attending. I have a question. My father used to tell me that there was a naughty table, which creates problem. I want to know, what is that? When I joined the club, it kind of reduced. So please, can you tell us, Mr. Shakib? Thank you.
Well, our nosy table were his late father, past Rotarian Ahmed Khaja, Muhammad's late father, Muhammad Salahuddin, past president late Sadiq al-Dawani, late Abdurrahman Jafar, Mahmoud Ahmadi, past president Mahmoud Delami, and myself. We were the members of the noisy club.
But we used to love them. We used to love how naughty they are. They give favor and they make this club meetings interesting and lively. Thank you. Next question.
I don't see
Osama, you don't have a question? Usually all have questions.
Okay, so who's first? Is it Osama?
خلي Osama. Osama, nice question, please. Nice question.
Very, very nice question, yeah. No, I see you guys have a lot of history. Tell us one more very nice incident that happened, one of the funny stories that past president, you can tell us something interesting that happened on that naughty table. By the way, in Manama we have a naughty table. It's still there. So.
Any?
About the naughty table. Adel, you answer.
This is normally they joke between them when they sit on the noisy table, and lots of circumstances happen whenever somebody dissuaded or looked the other side from his friends. And suddenly, when we were invited by Khalil Shakib to his house, we found lots of Hilton spoons in his house.
This used to be a Hilton before.
Yes, when we asked, it seems to be that his friends, whenever he looked the other side, they put spoon in his pocket. And without knowing, he take it home.
Without him noticing. Any other questions? One more question.
I just have something
Khalid.
to say. First of all, I would like to thank you all for this panel and telling your stories. It's nice memories to relate to us. And also when you stated about the competition that has always been ongoing between the clubs. But I must say that recently the clubs have been working together and have been very, very successful, especially with Raila, and which was led by incoming president Amal Al-Kuhiji. And also we have done work with the Rotary Club of Bahrain, and they all participated with the Rotary Club of Sif, and also the Satellite Club. And they were members that also, they all went and attended the Ghana event. And I think it is a very good start that, you know, the Rotary clubs can work in harmony together rather than to feel the competition. I know that every year the conference brings around competition, those who won this award, who won that award. But at the end of the day, the winners must be considered, and the winner is the community. So thank you.
We have one last question here.
Thank you.
Easy question, Khalid, easy.
It won't be as a question as much as to thank you all, Mr. Adel and Shakib and Your Excellency and all the other panelists. This is the time that we are listening to those who have been part of the success of this club and the Rotary movements in Bahrain as well. If you look into how many the Rotary have contributed since 50 years till today, this number, if it's recorded, it's a number more than any private sector have paid to the community. And this is something that all the Rotarians have to be proud of. The number of community service have been done by the Rotary is more than any NGO that is existing for more than 50 years. These are the things that we are very proud of. And what we are really proud of is to have a legacy leaders who have made and sustained this movement of the Rotary to the best of their ability. So thank you very much for being here.
Hello.
Faisal, is this last question?
It's me, sorry.
Yeah, we cannot say no to our dear friend.
Thank you. So I'm Amira's daughter. It's just an acknowledgement. I just wanted to say thank you because you grew the spirit of Rotarian into us, even though we're not Rotarians. So I just wanted to say that it doesn't end in this room. She grew the spirit into us, and it's an extent that we even take it in our daily lives. So basically, whatever she does here, we do it outside. And it's something I take so much pride of. And I do it on my everyday life, and especially now with my business. So it's just like an acknowledgement and thank you. And that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, that's the end of question time. Now, I just want to take an opportunity to thank all the panelists. Thank you very much, Past President Adel Al A'ali, for accepting our invitation to speak. Round of applause. Thank you very much, Past President Amira, and Past President Khalil Shakib. Thank you very much. A round of applause for him, please. And Past President Seema, thank you very much. A round of applause for her. Now, I will give out the certificates of appreciation. So, Hassan Mansour, can you please join me on stage? No, I'll just, this is for you. This is for the speakers.
Only for you.
So we'll give it to the speakers first.
Stand or stay sitting?
I don't know what's the best. You're the
should stand.
Stand. Okay, so one by one, I think, how do we do? We stand here.
All of us will stand, all of us together.
They can stand in one side.
Yeah, Chidi. Yeah, we'll give one by one, Chidi. So, yeah. Okay, Past President. Okay, we'll do it. Yeah, Ayyukum, Chidi. So, okay, Past President Adel Al A'ali here. Over here, next to me. And then Amira next to Adel. We'll do it in order based on the speakers. Yeah. So Amira after Adel, Khalil after Amira, and Seema after Khalil. And Dhafer is. Yeah. Okay, you're in the middle. You want to be in the middle? Okay, you be in the middle. Okay. All right. Okay. Cameraman, are you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Amira. Thank you.
Thank you, President Faisal.
Well done, Subi. Khalil.
And Khalil Shakib. Okay, thank you very much, panel. May I ask just one more thing? Hassan, can you pass the district awards over here? Since we're... وين راح ذا؟ لا لا هني قدام. We'll just do it here, since we're all here. We
Okay, يروحون للطاولات مالهم.
No, okay, yeah. Okay, so the speakers can... Okay. Okay, the speakers may sit back down on the tables. Okay, let them go back. So we will start. Yeah. So the big one. Okay, so let me give you background. We received 3 certificates of merit from the district governor and 1 trophy. So we are here with the representative of the district governor, Dr. Dhafer, DGG, Dr. Dhafer. We applied for 3 awards for the district. And based on the points, 80 to 90 points, you get a merit, and above 90, you get a trophy. So I'm happy to say that we received 1 trophy for the community service, and it's all thanks to past President Seema Baqi. Well done. بس خلاص, we'll skip these. Yeah. No. Okay, and you can sit down. You can sit down. Now, I just want to say that we started, DG Dhafer and I, we started our panel discussions since February. And it's been my pleasure working with them for the past 6 months on different occasions at panel discussions. And I'm happy to say that our panels is now the new iconic signature meeting style and format for our all thanks to Dr. Dhafer, DG Dr. Dhafer's recommendation. It all started back in February when I wanted to do an event for the cultural exchange for peace. And we worked together very hard on the first one. It was virtual. We did the water and sanitation, which was the second virtual. And I'm happy to say that this is our final one for the year. Inshallah, DG Dhafer will do many more. He's done very well for us. And I have today with me the Service Above Self Award. This is a special certificate for his many years of outstanding service. Hey, this is for many years. I've been bad. So this award are for Rotarians who serve the community for so many years, over 30 years. He's been with the Rotary Club of Salmaniya, and he became an honorary member, and he became an active, just to serve and just to help us. So we appreciate DG Dhafer, Dr. Dhafer Alumran, for his many years of service to the community. So please, a round of applause. Okay, now we would kindly request. Okay. I kindly request everyone to join me on stage for a group photo.
مكان ما تقدر يعني
كل انت البيت لا تعور ظهرك بس
لا لا
اوكي خلاص
فانتاستيك
اخاف اطيح الحين هني
Okay, join me towards the cake. There's cake. Cake. اوكي يلا هذا بس. Okay, guys, one more thing for the cake. حياك جانا. حياكم. لؤي, everybody.
كل الجماعة يجوا. ما بيقدر
حياكم.
We cannot put everybody.
So we just تعال come. Veren, come. محمد الخواجة. Presidents. محمد الخواجة. President Osama, join us. Past President Khalil. Yeah. Come, whoever's. Hey, Amira. Wait. Oh, you're squeezing. Maltari. حق النادي.
know.